Let's switch over to this screen. Let me set this to go public. Welcome to anybody who's watching this stream, by the way, perhaps in the VODs. You're likely to miss out on that entire front bit if you're tuning in live. Front bit, the start bit, that's what I mean. Right, let's let people know we're live. What a joyous day it is. Day before Final Fantasy XVI drops. God. How long has it been? Too long, some may say. Let me pop out chat because OBS is being silly. Let me pop chat out. That's something you can do here, right? Yes, yes you can. Awesome. That is way too wide. OBS's chat tool wants to disappear. Fine by me. Fine by me. Right, chat's been popped out. It's all good to go. Did I set this to go? Did I set this? Did I unlist this? Surely I unlisted this. I did. Right, this is public. Okay. Welcome to anybody who's tuning in, by the way. We're going to be playing some Final Fantasy 16 today. And in the advent of not wanting to spoil people, I'm going to go through some... Well, we're going to go from the very start. And you might ponder, what exactly do you mean S-rank gameplay? This is not... This is an ARPG. Like, what are we doing here? Well, there is actually a mode where you can go through specific story sequences where you are ranked, actually, in fact, on your combat performance. And so we're going to do some of that in the meantime. And then I should hopefully have the... What's the word I'm looking for? I should hopefully have cleared off all of the side quests and stuff that I'm not allowed to show you because it's spoiler territory. You'll be seeing some Odin stuff for sure, Oliver, because I can show you weapons and stuff. I can't show you any of the side quest stuff for the time being because it's you know, it's too spoilery and whatnot. I'm not allowed. Otherwise, my cool card will be revoked. Square Enix ninjas will come in and just swoop me out, take me out, and you'll never see me again. But I also do have some cool stuff here, which I should be able to show you directly from Square Enix themselves, because they were kind enough to send your boy out some cool things. I totally didn't strong arm them and hold them at sword point and be like, give me all your cool stuff or it's game over. But we're going to get to that shortly. I'm just going to put this out so people know that we're currently live. And we can go from there. We can totally go from there. Right. But what's everybody been up to? Everybody been checking out the reviews? People have been incredibly hyped about this game. It's been getting fantastic reviews. Anything that surprised you? Where did I save this? I also have some stuff to drink, which will make more sense when I open that up in just a second. It's currently boiling, by the way, so I've got the door open. So hopefully, not that I need to explain why my door's open, but you know. For anybody asks, why are you covering up your sign? Is this a sign of things to come? Oh my god, where's this button? Where's this button when I need it? That's the wrong button, DNC. That's the right button. That's the right button. How you doing, Zinky? How's things? Reviews? You been enjoying them reviews? The reviews have been pretty cool. Oh, there we go. Right. Right, that's all good to go. Hopefully my stream doesn't die. That'd be a horrible thing to happen, right? You've been watching some streamers? Nice. There is a ranking system, yeah. One of the best DMC players I had to see me master this game's combat. I'm glad you think so, Oliver. Wouldn't necessarily say I'm the best, you know. But you know, I appreciate the kind words, man. I appreciate the kind words. What's it all about? It's the intent, right? Watching some streamers. You're tuning into me. So, oh, that's right. I've got a couple of places to post this, actually. Oof. But if anybody does miss out on any of these things or has to step away for the time being, the VODs will be up, out and about at some point later, which you can peruse. Has that gone out? That has gone out. Awesome. I almost thought I put the wrong thing there for a second. Would have lost my marbles. But if anybody does have any questions about FF16, drop them in the chat and I'll do my best to answer them. Obviously, if there's anything incredibly spoilerific, I won't be able to answer, but for the most part, I'll be able to answer most of what you're saying. Want to see some good tips for combat? Right, I can delay no further. Just before we start, let's open up this bad boy. We've got the Sanbreque flag, which probably means not a lot if you haven't been keeping up with the game's narrative and story. But yeah, the Imperial flags, if you can believe it. Oh, this thing is incredibly heavy, and you know, I'm sure we all like a nice bit of wood here in chat. As bad as that sounds, it's exactly what I meant. I meant exactly what I said. Right, so I like to say this is an armband, but my arm is nowhere near that huge. You know, I can pretend, right? I can just you know, fold it over, which is pretty cool. I've been seeing some other people get some different ones as well, and they've been getting all kinds of different flags, which is awesome. We've got your boy Ifrit right in the oh, about time you just sold your soul. Much appreciated. That's Ifrit's icon right there, with the moniker Fate will fall, because as we know, Fate will indeed fall. And I want to show you one thing, because we're going to use it in today's stream. So we're going to set that bad boy up over here. You know, we've got an Imperial declaration here from Square Enix themselves, saying I'm definitely God tier and the very best, like no one ever was, and I've dropped it. It's definitely not a bill for covering their games in depth too much, and we'll get you know, I'm sure somebody's gonna find something weird to say about that. But the piece de resistance is this giant fucking tankard, which is very apt considering the sort of high fantasy approach in Final Fantasy 16, where they use tankards and shit like this. You know, this is quite heavy. You know, if somebody wants to see some tankard combos, I'm almost certain I'll probably be able to just... You hear that? Impeccable. And we're going to use this. We're going to use this. This is apparently not the well, it's not the collector's edition. There's no apparent about it. This isn't the collector's edition. This apparently is a one-of-a-kind kit, though. Apparently, a very reliable source has told me that only about 100 of these were made, and they chose your boy to receive one of them. So, yeah, big thank you, Square Enix, if somebody out there is watching, you know. It's cool. We're going to use this, as I said, and I don't know if I should probably have... Ooh, bit of the old ASMR. In training mode, can I try different icons and stuff early on? You can't try icons early on, no. You can only try the ones that you have, basically. So yeah. We're going to put some stuff in here. I don't know if I should have washed this before I use it. And maybe there's like some formaldehyde or something. Well, God knows what's in here. But I'm going to fucking charge it, send it, and we're just going to go. And if you never see me again after this stream, either Square Enix got to me, or it was whatever is lining the inside of this cup. And of course, how could I forget? In this thick, leather-bound journal, copious amounts of Square Enix Final Fantasy fanfic, of which are all so erotic that I can't possibly mention any of this on YouTube, or I will be banned. And, you know, Square Enix definitely read it themselves, and they totally sent it to me, and I'm definitely not making any of this up. But, yeah, it's leather-bound for a reason. Copious amounts of talk of leather and straps and arseless chaps and whatnot, which is besides the point, but... Oh, shit. Oh my god. Please. That was just something I wanted to show off, which I thought was pretty cool. And we're going to get some use out of it, so let me... It's quite intricate in how you have to put it back. If you don't put it back properly, it's not going to close. Fate will fall. Oh yeah, the Italian Tifa video. God, it's been so long that I've actually forgotten about it. If anybody doesn't know, a member of the Italian Parliament, and you know, I'm half Italian, coincidentally to the story, which I don't know, doesn't matter, but I think during some sort of parliamentary session, they got caught watching a bunch of like Tifa hentai from like that was using like the in-game models from Final Fantasy VII Remake. So yeah, make of that what you will. We're gonna hold on. Oh, you can't see it if I pour this in here, can you? Right. We've got some of the old we've got not Benedicta's bathwater in here, as I'm sure many of you probably would wish it was. We've just got some standard... I'm showing this. We've got just some standard things to drink. Maybe I can get some ASMR. Jesus, how much can this hold? Quite a bit. Quite a bit. Yeah, tastes much better coming out of a tankard. Anyway, I digress. Good for ale? It is good for ale. How you doing, Markster? Love my review of the game. Super excited to play this tomorrow. Thank you for watching the review, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad. And if you need any guides and whatnot, there's some out already, and there's going to be more on the way. Do I feel any more or less or proud of my Italian heritage after that? Proud. More proud, you know. Right. So, let's get into the gameplay. We're going to be going through the arcade mode. And so, here's how the arcade mode in this game works. You're able to essentially go back and replay any of the previously cleared... I mean, I'm reading it aloud. Any of the previously cleared stages that you've gone through in the story. And you'll be given an actual combat rank this time whenever you fight. And there'll be certain restrictions applied. So you'll be locked to a specific level, a specific amount of gear, and a specific amount of like consumables, like potions and stuff. And you'll only have access to the action focused mode. And so there's a leaderboard for this and everything. Whereas if you just want to go back and replay any of the stages without any of the performance stuff in there, you can simply just go and play the stage replay, which you can't see because my camera's covering. But here you can use whatever the hell you want. You'll retain all of your gear, all of your levels, basically everything. Haven't watched the review yet? That's fine. It's no problem. It's up on the channel. You can peruse it at your leisure. Yeah, there's a Dante costume. If only, right? So, we're going to start off with the first one. And we're just going to fucking send it. Is this out yet? No, it's not out yet, Ryan. This is out tomorrow. But thanks to some kind people.
I suppose not.
You know, I was able to get this out to you slightly earlier.
Did I mention the big
But you do have access to all of your icons and whatnot. You retain those, so you guys will see some cool stuff.
How reassuring.
You're welcome.
And for those of you wondering and worried about things like spoilers and stuff, we're going to be starting from the very beginning of the game. So this is one of the first stages. I think this is the first stage actually that you go through. And in fact, you'll recognize the next one, I believe, because that's the one that we got in the demo. So, you know, just a smattering of some context. Let me move this down somewhat so you can actually have a look at my score and you can tell me if I'm shit or not. Let's, where is this? Goddamn, there we go. Hey, what the fuck is going on? Oh, because that's locked, right? There we go. There we go. Let's move that bad boy down. Did I actually, hold on. Let me know if you guys want things like cutscenes and stuff on, because I can totally do that. We're going to have cutscenes on when I go through the New Game Plus Final Fantasy mode, which is hard mode. But, at least a week. I have been playing for a substantial amount of time, yes. Not what I meant to do, but... So the last time I played this, I didn't actually use this entire skill set of... I didn't actually use this entire skill set that I had. I had an entirely different skill set of iconic skills and abilities. So, I've gotten some... oh, we got an S rank there, okay. New record. So, the interesting thing about this arcade mode is the fact that it will literally take whatever you currently have equipped regarding icons and put them in here. So, if you haven't unlocked a few things, then you won't be able to use them here. Yes, Oliver, you're right. So, we've got Odin here, and the cool thing about Odin is well, obviously his black blade, right? The arm of darkness, which I believe I mean it's a concept you've seen before, right? To keep the edge keen, you have to feed it. In regards to, you know, you have to slay. And so if you want to use the Zantetsuken move, you basically have to attack enemies. And the more you attack enemies, the higher that level goes up. And the higher the level, the more damage you do and the different things you do. But you can only charge up the Zantetsuken move by using the Arm of Darkness, is what we've got equipped now, or so that was a level, that must have been a level 2, yeah. This gonna do much? No, it's probably not gonna do much, yeah. Might have wasted this in terms of an S rank. Yeah, so I wasted that one because I ended up fiddling around with Odin. Shiva is really cool. So I haven't got any of Shiva's abilities mapped, but I've got Shiva as an icon purely because of the cold snap ability, which will basically cause permafrost if you get a precise dodge. Game looks nice. Real nice with that ambience lighting and the vegetation. It looks cool, right? Apparently they've got, like, ray tracing is on, like, throughout both modes, which apparently is why performance mode has been a bit interesting. Well, in terms of, like, performance stuff. We're using just standard control type A here, yeah. My favorite icon at the moment in terms of skills. Garuda's really cool for building stagger. Phoenix I like because of the dash and because of heat wave. Which can't. I might be able to show you Heat Wave here. We'll be facing, I think, an interesting Wyvern, which might be able to fuck up.
A Wyvern.
There we go. So you're basically able to parry projectiles and just throw out a whole bunch of drives from DMC. I like Odin because Odin, like this Zantetsuken system is incredibly powerful, man. Super powerful if you know what you're doing. And we broke him again then, didn't we? Yeah. I'll try and pull off one of these if I can. If I gain enough of the old. Here's your fantastic judgment cut, and like it will honestly just destroy enemies and groups of enemies. Hope they have an update that lets you completely remap controls. I hope so too, Mel. I think they mentioned that it was something that they saw people talk about quite often, and so I think it might be something that they're looking into. Would I recommend DMC 5 to anyone who liked the demo? If you liked the combat, then yeah. If you're interested in like an intricate and detailed story and like RPG stuff and this whole world, probably not. But I mean, DMC 5 is just a really cool game anyway. So I mean, on that basis alone, I wholeheartedly recommend it. Any icon that helps you with keeping aggression, like constantly hitting your enemies in the forehead. Yeah. So like, I mean, Odin is very, very aggression sort of focused in that if you want to get the most out of it. So like the not much of a drawback, but the whole idea of Odin is that using this mode here, these attacks and these skills that you see me do very, very, very minimal physical damage whatsoever, and they don't actually charge your limit break. But the drawback of that is that they build up your Zantetsuken meter, and so when that reaches max, the level 5, the judgment cut that I did, will literally clear rooms of enemies. Like, it's that powerful. Exactly, D-Hop. Yeah, I think they are working on it. Is it possible to grind levels before moving forward in the story? I believe you can go and do the stage replays, yeah. And if you want to go, you can go out into the open fields. Depending on if they're not, like, locked off because of, like, story progression and stuff. And you can go ahead and, like, grind to your heart's content. You don't necessarily need to. Like, I've gone on and done some hunts in this game where the enemies were like a lot of levels ahead of me, and I just ended up just gritting my teeth and outskilling them, so to speak. Favorite icons? That's tough. Yeah, I mean, Odin is fantastic. Bahamut is cool, but Bahamut is very, very like defense focused. So Bahamut is like almost like the opposite of Odin in that if you want to build up the Mega Flare bar, I believe you can only do so pretty much by dodging, just by dodging, and just by being in like the Bahamut mode, if that makes sense.
What is it, boy?
How many icons? Basically all of the icons that you've seen them talk about in like the marketing materials and stuff, that's what they are. That's what you have access to. DMC collection is $10. Yeah, the collection is $10. It all depends, Mel. You know, sometimes like in regional currencies, it might be more. Awesome. I'm glad. Arm of Darkness. Yeah, I can show you Arm of Darkness. So Arm of Darkness in midair doesn't. It's got only kind of, I think, only 2 attacks. So you've got this midair one where he does like a nice like cool spinning move, which you can like jump cancel out of if you get the positioning of it right. He's got this multi-slash move. He's got this move right here, which is like, is fucking sick. And it builds a lot of the meter if you do it in the midst of different enemies. Then look, if I do this, it will, I think it will just decimate everyone here. I'm not sure though. Okay, it doesn't seem that bad. I was going to say, in terms of our score, I'm not sure what it's going to do for our score. But there's one application that I haven't shown you of Odin, which particularly if you like doing like crazy combo stuff, is unreal. I might go into the training mode a little bit to show you, maybe more towards later in the stream. Lunge attack? No, so the lunge attack in Arm of Darkness will only, well, I believe only be this like multi-slash move, which covers a lot of distance. We're not currently in New Game Plus, no. So hopefully, I think maybe in tomorrow's stream or maybe the stream after, I'll show you. See, we only got a B there, which means that I totally could have done that a whole lot better if I didn't mess around with Odin. I've got some stuff I need to finish off in this playthrough before I then roll on to New Game Plus, and then I'll be taking you through the Final Fantasy mode, which is New Game Plus, but it's hard mode basically. How you doing, Johan? Yes, it is. It is indeed. How did I get the other icons? I can't necessarily mention because I don't want to like spoil, but there you get them through various means. How did I get them already? Because I basically this Nyon is almost a complete save, so to speak. But I'm taking you through the beginning basically of the game via the stage replay, or the arcade mode specifically.
This shouldn't take too long.
And there's two different options when you go through your arcade mode.
Still short.
You can either go through and do what we're doing here, where there's like no cutscenes, which I might turn cutscenes on for the next one. This man doesn't keep just decimating me. Let me show you some of the Let me see if I can show you some of the counters here. So you'll get Flash of Steel with the armor, well, with Odin, if you can get your precise dodges. And what that'll do is it'll give you a nice chunk to your bar. But you get even more if you can get a parry off. Parries are quite tricky to pull off if you're not prepped for them. Try and break this dude's stagger bar real quick.
Keep your distance, boy.
Yeah, you'll get them through story progression. I just thought some of you might be more interested in some of the cool stuff you do when you can get ranked. I'm gonna see if I can get the parry. Ooh, I forgot he does that. I'm gonna see if I can get this parry going with this move here in particular. Nice. And you'll get the steel counter, which will work. So that took me from only 1 to 3 on the meter. So it's incredibly powerful if you can do it right. I mean, it's a great combat system. You'll get as much out of it as you want as you put in. If you like button mash and do whatever, it'll get you through the game. I think. Some of the bosses in this are quite fun to fight. I'll say that much. But yeah. Love watching? No worries, Stefan. That's fine. It's no problem. Thanks for tuning in. But yeah, I'm just replaying the opening, so to speak. So you'll be seeing a lot of this, probably from a lot of streamers, I'd imagine, who are out there currently going through the start of the game. I'm using what do you call it? Control Scheme A. So the first one, the one that you start out on, right? Let me switch to this real quick and just make sure that this isn't like... Oh, that's right. I forgot. We're not even done yet. I thought the level was done. I thought the level was done. I was like, oh, let's like make sure. And then it was just like, I was like, oh no, there's still more to do. So if I go to the menu here, yeah. So you can. So it tells you here as well. You can look at some of the scoring. So each and every single thing that you look at or that you get during combat gives you a specific amount of points in the background, and it all depends basically on the color of what you got and the amount of stars next to it. So I believe a level 5 Zan from Odin will give you 60k points, which I think is the highest you can get, but it also does a lot of damage and it will rob you of opportunities to do more things. Wondering how I got it? Oh, it's fine. It's no problem. It's all good. I think 5 has got a lot more complexity to it, you know. But that's not knocking Final Fantasy 16, you know. I think the combat that they've put together here is absolutely fantastic, and it does what it needs to.
Cut out the tongue of any man who tries to talk me out of it.
All right.
Thank you for the sub, Sage. You know, it does what it has to. The combat system, you know, and compared to the likes, I think of 15, I think it's night and day the difference, you know. Is A more comfy? I think so. Like I would love to try C, but like I think just the fact that like I think cycling icons is like on a triangle or one of the face buttons. To me, it just kind of seems like not something I'd be able to come to grips with.
That's enough.
So there's more enemies to mess around with here, and there's one interesting way I know of getting a lot of points quite quickly. Is using Garuda, but I don't have Garuda equipped. So I want to see if this will give me any decent amount. No, it won't. It won't give you anywhere near the same as it gives Garuda. But yeah. It's great to finally be able to actually also get hands-on with all of the things that they've been kind of showing us in terms of combat for ages. You know, and I think, well, I think they kind of had to, like specifically with a game like this, they kind of had to show us a lot of the combat and the different icons and stuff during a lot of their trailers. Because could you imagine if they only showed us like combat with Phoenix in all of the trailers? People would probably be quite worried that there's not much to do.
Don't let them get away. Give them all you've got. It's over.
How you doing, Brian? How's things? Releases tomorrow, Brian, yeah. Releases tomorrow. But, you know, some very, very kind folks at Square Enix were just like that.
Right.
I bribed. Threw out some bribes.
Don't let them get away.
4.5 hours left for you? Damn. Yeah, it's amazing. Like for the purposes of the review, like I put all those hours in a very short amount of time, you know. And it's been a long time since I've like done things like pull all-nighters and stuff to play video games, which I'm sure some of us have done, you know, growing up. But yeah, it's just one of those games where I just didn't want to stop playing, and also I kind of had to finish it if I wanted to put an actual review up, because I don't want to put a review up on something that I haven't, you know, finished. A bit disingenuous. How's the difficulty? Difficulty is pretty decent on the normal, on standard, which is what we're playing. Particularly towards the end, like it ramps up quite a bit. And if you're not careful, you can, you know, you're likely to end up getting completely wrecked if you're not paying attention. But as I said, I'm really curious to try out this Final Fantasy mode and the Ultimaniac mode, which I want to see how it is and how it goes. I think I know what I'm doing here actually in terms of this. It's gonna alright, so that's definitely gonna go in a tip video. You wanna milk enemies for all they're worth before throwing out a Zan from Odin. Because if you throw it out too early, you'll kill them and you won't maximize on points. Wish you could use the haste spell to accelerate time to the next day. Good old haste. Is it challenging? Some of the bosses definitely are. I'll say that much. And the hunts. The hunts are quite challenging. Some of the S rank hunts, yeah, are quite challenging, and they'll mess you up.
At least they're not giant lizards.
Keep your distance, boy.
But the game is very generous in how it handles deaths and things. Like I think sometimes if you die, they'll even like refill some of your potions and stuff. One thing people don't realize is that you can give Torgal different commands to help you like launch and combo and parry enemies and stuff as well. How was the Atlas fight? Atlas was, yeah, it was good. It was pretty good. It was a pretty good challenge. I wasn't super underleveled when I fought him, but yeah, it was a solid fight. How do I feel about Shiva's Mesmerize? I don't think I used that skill all too much, if I'm honest. Kind of because when I kind of had a set layout of my skills that really worked for me in terms of like stagger and stuff, which I kind of stuck to. Are those Rama abilities? Yes, Crow. So something that they showed off, or that they might mention as well previously. I don't know if anybody caught on to it, but once you master certain abilities, so once you upgrade them to the fullest, you'll have the option to master them, which will allow you to place whatever iconic skills you want on whatever icon you want. Which means if you've got like 3 skills, for example, of Rama that you really like, you can equip Rama and then have one of his skills, you know, take over the slot of another one of your icon's skills, if that makes sense. So you basically have 6 skills to switch between, depending on... where is this guy gone? He's got his fire skill, he's going to pop up. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, I was going to say that's bad. You want to avoid that. Yo, and he fucking juked me out as well. Crazy. Right. We got to slap him off with a Zan to finish him off. You know what I mean? I thought let me if I managed to able to get this out before. Oh yeah, Flash of Steel. Flash of Steel is just such a fun move, right? Alright, GG bro. GG Midnight Raven. just still not gone. Did he teleport before this hit? No. No, but we're not doing any more damage to him yet because we're in this. Are there any secret dungeons or bosses? I think there might be some secret hunts. I'm not sure. After you finish all the hunts, but I haven't finished all the hunts yet, so I can't tell for certain. And there's some new stuff in New Game Plus that I haven't got to just yet, but that might be slightly interesting. Is that enough to get me an S rank there? I'm not even sure if it is. Will they pull their punches because of the old FF old heads? Aren't used to pure action games, ton of accessories, they didn't develop a lot of difficulty in mind. Well, apparently the Final Fantasy mode and the Ultimaniac mode apparently is incredibly tough, so you know. So you got some cool stuff here. So defeat 4 enemies simultaneously, parry an attack, defeat 3 enemies with a Zan. Yep, Mark of the Butcher, executed a stomp for the acrobat. Suffered no damage during the entire battle, so I must have no damage one of the fights. Thoroughly exploited Fafnir, parried Fafnir, attacked without pause, executed several magic bursts. So there's lots of different things that you can do during your arcade mode fights that can give you an extra point bonus. I don't think I beat my old score though, which just goes to show that even if you've got like super powerful icon attacks, there is a certain way you have to play to get a high score. Yeah, he did. Azuna dropped me like a fool. Yeah, I got the Hidden Lotus treatment. Are there items that speed up your abilities' refresh rates? There aren't, Mel, but one of the cool things is that there are certain abilities that if you perform them correctly, like for example Heat Wave, if you parry an attack with that move, it will speed up the rate of cooldown quite drastically. Button layout, we're currently just using the control scheme A. It's like FF7's remake's weapon skill system. Master the weapon, you can use skill regardless if you have different weapons. Yeah, pretty much, but in that sense, you just have to use ability points to master to upgrade, as opposed to like just continuously use them throughout combat, if that makes sense. So you can technically master a skill without ever having used it just by spending ability points on it, if that makes sense. Right, let me switch to this real quick so that I don't know which menu this is going to boot me back to, that's why. Oh no, okay, so I don't actually need to do that because it would just boot me straight back to this menu. Okay, that's fine. It's good to know. Right, so next up we have Care Norvin. So we'll turn the cutscenes on for this one actually, because I think you guys missed out on a fair amount just by not having the cutscenes, you know. Can I mess with this? I can. Okay. So what do I want to have equipped? Nah. Why don't we chuck Garuda in for the time being and give me Rook's Gambit. We'll keep those on and we'll keep Shiva there and we'll mess around with that and we'll go for it. And I promise I'll show more Odin later. I will show more Odin, don't worry. Just have to be wise with your ability points? Pretty much, yeah. Basically. Impressed with the UI? Yeah, a lot of people have mentioned that it reminds them somewhat of Final Fantasy 13, which I don't necessarily see. Well, I kind of see, but yeah. Does Odin replace all of Clive's moves? Yeah. So if you press the, because you know every icon has their own icon. They're called iconic feats in game, right? Like Phoenix Shift. You've got Garuda's Deadly Embrace, where you're able to pull enemies towards you. You know, Shiva's got this cool one where she can she's got a cool dodge that you can throw out. The one that Odin has is the Arm of Darkness, where it basically transforms Clive's sword into Odin's blade, and it gives you a certain moveset, basically. Yeah, and so the moveset's cool. It's flashy, and it does no damage, but it will raise your Zan level. That's the whole point of it. Feed the blade, and you know, it'll pay off. We're playing on performance mode. I should have mentioned that. As you no doubt hear the dude with no idea what the fuck that guy's doing.
They're all empty.
And
You guys talking about Leviathan? That's crazy.
Sid, this gate.
Might still be in the game. I don't know. Might be a New Game Plus thing. I'm not sure. Though didn't CBU3 didn't they like tell you basically everything everything that you'd be able to use? I see. Floating hand of darkness just closed my door there. Jesus. Okay, so now we should start racking up the points, I think.
good news, lad.
Your search is over. Give them all you've got, boys.
There aren't any. Not that I know of, Ezio. No. Not that I've found. You know.
Give me up. Don't let them get away. Keep your distance, boy.
So, where to next?
Yeah. I think they set the stat. Did I get an S rank for that? I didn't even realize. I think they set the standard for that quite early on when they mentioned that you'd basically be what you see is what you get. I think. What is Iconic Fetus supposed to do? So it gives you the Wings of Light or Wings of Bahamut, I believe, where it works kind of like what Odin does, where it replaces the entirety of Clive's moveset, only it's focused entirely on defense. So if you want to build Mega Flare, you literally just have to dodge and dodge well. Yeah, getting the precision dodge will accelerate that charge, but from what I recall, you can't. I don't think you can attack during that mode, so it's purely defensive. And the best part of it is that if you get hit, you get thrown out of the mode, and the bar will start to degrade quite rapidly as well. So you gotta really know what you're doing with Bahamut. We just fucking slapped the ground for no reason. Nice, we can head both of them with this. What if Chaos ends up being a hunt? It could very well. This is what I mean. Like, there could be some stuff that I haven't done in New Game Plus. There's some things that I found. There's some things that I found in the field, like specific markers and stuff. Without saying too much, that look like you're able to do more with them, but I haven't found out how, you know? Like how to even activate them or get them to work properly, to see what they even do. So there might be some stuff. There totally is some stuff I'm missing, despite the amount of time I've put in. Oh, I missed. Theoretically, sacrifice a large enemy's entire stagger mode to build Mega Flare. If that's how you want to play, yeah. Or, I honestly, I think they want you to just start, like, dodging, basically. Go into a mode where you dodge only. But, oh, actually, hold on. Can I go in here? Nice. I can.
Don't let them get away.
Gonna 100% it? Yeah, I reckon you are. I reckon. Well, this is one of those games where you kind of just have to go. The funny thing is, I haven't actually had access to any of the trophy data whilst playing this, so I have no idea how close or how far away I'm from, like, getting the platinum, or like even what I'm doing.
Welcome back, Lord. Oh, I'm not staying.
I can't remember if this guy. Oh, he definitely throws out some attacks. I want to see if I can try and get a Rook's Gambit. Nice. So Rook's Gambit works in a way that if you want to get the most out of it, you really have to time the move. Oh, dude, this. Oh no, he didn't. Motherfucker's trying to throw like lightning magic at him. About to absolutely decimate it. When am I going to upload it? Part 2? Soon. I just want to give people a chance to play the game and give myself time to explore some other things as well that I've been meaning to try. Because, you know, a second combat guide is is all well and good, but like you know, it doesn't mean much to people if you don't actually have access to the tools to be able to like do any of the shit. You know what I mean?
Poor sods didn't know what hit them.
Like I could start telling you all sorts of cool stuff about like Odin or Shiva or whatever, and people would just be like, great, like I haven't fucking got to no, you know what I mean? But I'm glad, Todoroki, that you're looking forward to it. Same, Oliver. I'm glad you guys are, and it's coming. It's coming.
Seems they were expecting it.
You don't say. Don't let them get away.
Should really be doing this shit now. Build lucky points. If you can get a lot of people inside of one gouge, then you're laughing because it builds so many points. Same with pile drive. I could teach what he has just without it. Yeah, that is true. Oh, that does so much fucking. That gives you so many points. It's immaculate. Immaculate! Yo, this man just slapped the life out of me. I'll have you know, Royal Folk staff, that you're not allowed to be doing that now, you know?
Keep your distance, boy. Finished.
If you jump and immediately evade, you can change direction to fly without dashing. Yeah, you can. You can go from anywhere you want. Come on, pal, slap me up. Dude, your boy in the back just touched me with his beam of light. Anybody want this? Nice.
Don't let them get away.
Oh, I messed that up. No! Almost got me there, jeez. He died too soon before I could smoke him out. Is he gonna throw out some projectiles? Come on. Oh, he's gonna have Torgal bite the shit out of him. Come on. Man tried to put me to sleep with a Rehypnol, pal. Come on, listen. You've got those ominous robes on for a reason. Come on. Will this work? Hold on. No, because I messed up the timing entirely. Oh well. We got the S rank there. The game is out tomorrow, Yondu. I just have an advanced copy thanks to some very cool people at Square Enix. What has more combat? I think this game has more depth to it. Susie 6, if I'm honest. How does it compare to DMC gameplay wise? This has less freedom in it, I think, basically just due to the fact that you have so many cooldowns and stuff. But the games are they've got a lot of similarities, but they're different in a lot of ways, you know. And I think, like, put it this way, I put 50 hours into this, right? And I mean, to be honest, the same can be said for DMC. I put like over 50 hours into this, and the combat has not got me bored. Yeah, taunting, sorry, Ribery does force people to attack, yeah. Probably should have taunted there, to be honest. You need the game so bad, you literally have 20 hours in the demo. I think I put like, ended up with 15 by the end of it all. So I was in the same boat as you, man. Ways to reset the enemy step count? Not that I could find, no. Not that I could find. I think if you go to training mode, you have the option to disable, I think, cooldowns. So I think maybe in there you might be able to.
What the hell?
Best icon? I really like Odin. Just from, like, not even just from, like, a Clive and gameplay perspective, but just in general, I think he's got, like, the sickest looking transformation and just skill set, you know?
Do I seem so desperate as to
And there's,
grovel at
yeah.
the feet of a false god?
I think for me personally, some of the coolest scenes in this game have to do with Odin, you know, and from a personal perspective, and I can't say what or why or who or anything like that, but yeah.
Let's chat then. Where are the men and women
You'll
took
know
from
when you get
Oswald?
there. It's cool.
You mean where's the dominant? Well, you shall be requiring his services indefinitely. Come back.
I know people
to
are
me, Sidolphus.
still
I need
fiending
you.
over Benedicta,
All the
and who can
things
blame
we
them?
can create together.
Who can
The
blame them?
world that we can build.
You need me. Your king needs me.
Where are the S ranks?
I'm all for building a new world.
You see the S ranks during
That bastard's dreams are as
combat.
twisted as his
You missed out the first
promises
one.
are
We got an
false,
S rank on the
and I want no
on the
part
first
of it.
stage.
King Barnabas
What does
saved
arcade
you,
mode
and
entail?
this is how you
So
speak of him.
you have
no
okay.
shred of loyalty.
What's the easiest way to explain it?
To a
So
leader
throughout
who
the game, you have different
uses you.
You know nothing of me,
throughout the game you're able to go throughout like a large open like landmass throughout the continent, right? But then you have specific specific dungeons.
I only know what you
They don't even have to be dungeons, but story specific areas that you go to that are very combat intensive and heavy to drive the narrative forward.
free of it all.
And you can only go to these areas
So what changed?
for these specific story reasons. But the game lets you replay
What
these
you wanted.
through arcade mode and through like another story replay feature. And what arcade mode does is it ranks you on combat throughout the entirety of these dungeons or stages.
Sorry for
And you get points, and to answer your question, Yusuf, you get points depending on what you do in combat. So specific attacks will give you, or specific things that you do will give you more points, for example. Like, for example, the down thrust move will give you a set amount of points. But if you're able to do the extreme down thrust, you get more points. How do you get to the extreme down thrust? Well, you either jump cancel your way up there, or you use the deadly... Well, you can only use the deadly embrace on enemies that are heavy. But, like, yeah, it incentivizes you to do some of the more trickier things in combat. Like precision dodges, which will give you more points than just a standard dodge, and all kinds of things like that. No, so arcade mode is available from basically the moment you start playing the game. But in Final Fantasy mode, which is hard mode, which you unlock after beating the game, you can go through the arcade mode not just on Final Fantasy mode, but on Ultimaniac mode, which is an even harder version of Final Fantasy mode. So yeah. Deadly Embrace is the only icon feat that you can use on half staggered enemies. That I've found so far, yeah, no. And so basically, yeah, and the arcade mode lets you go through and play your favorite segments. If you don't want to see the cutscenes and you just want to play, you just want to like mess some enemies up, you can turn the cutscenes off. I've only got them on here just because, you know, I thought it'd be cool to have some cool things happen, you know. Otherwise, what will happen is, as you saw in that first sort of stage or dungeon that I went through, you get to certain points, and when the cutscenes happen, the game just like blacks out and just takes you to the next encounter. I think the thing about DMC is that the combat is more complex. Control system. I think this game is a good middle ground for casuals. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, yeah, you have to. I guess. I mean, the game's not even out yet. You know what I mean? I think people will only start breaking the game and its combat open once people have access to a lot of things. So the interesting thing about these two is that one of them purely focuses on melee attacks, which is this one here, and the other one focuses on what do you call it? Focuses only on projectile attacks and ranged attacks. So you have to manage which one you want to face off against first. I always mess around with the melee one because the melee one's like the more dangerous of the two. I find the projectile one to be a lot more predictable, so to speak. And I find a lot of the complexity in this game is going to probably come from the dog and the commands you can give him. Because depending on where the enemies are, he'll either launch them or he'll slap them back down to the ground for you. Combine that with the fact that magic can also launch and stuff. Does inactive being inactive does not know. Though if enemies start curing and they start buffing enemies, that will degrade your score. Getting hit doesn't... I don't think it does on this difficulty, but I think maybe on Final Fantasy mode or Ultimaniac, I think it will start degrading your score, yeah. I've noticed using items also doesn't degrade your score as well. You also get point bonus if you no damage an encounter. And so I do think honestly, when you start getting to the higher difficulties and they want higher ranks, like higher points to get like the better ranks, I think you'll have no choice but to start doing things like no damage and stuff. Why am I using Titan right now? Just because I like messing around with Rama much more, I think.
This time. Don't let them get away. Keep your distance, boy. Too slow.
And primarily because Garuda's Gouge is great if you're... Oh, shit. If you're facing off against...
Don't let them get away.
We didn't quite get her with that one. Talk about horrible depth perception there, dude. She just... Yo, she just fucking full screened me and I just sat there and ate it. That was hilarious. Oh, shit. Down and out for the count. Notice I'm not finding much use for Shiva's gimmick. I might, to be honest, I might make more of a conscious effort to use it, to be honest. Sometimes I forget it's even there. It's mainly because I'm so used to pressing just the standard dodge, like the R1 button. It's just like muscle memory at this point, right? Whenever I think of dodge, I automatically think just press the R1 button. Whereas, obviously you have to press circle to use the Shiva's specific dodge. So I might try another conscious effort to use it more. sit here.
Benedict will be on her way to collect the dominant, if she hasn't already. You can't afford to let them leave. Remember, she has wings, you don't.
That is interesting.
What about you?
Before or after I catch my breath.
Sorry. Come on, Toggle.
Dragon's Dogma 2. I didn't cover. Well, I initially did want to cover Dragon's Dogma, Shankler, but the footage and stuff that they showed off at the recent Capcom showcase were basically what they showed off when they announced, or when they showed the first trailer for Dragon's Dogma 2. So unfortunately, there wasn't anything new to cover at that point. But I'll be covering Dragon's Dogma 2 when it drops, for sure. After reading the spoilers, what you can think about how great the story is. Not gonna say anything about it. Yeah, we'll stay away from the spoilers for the time being. But reading some of the reviews, I know some people didn't. Oh, what am I doing here? Yeah, I don't need to be in here. I already cleared that out. Some people didn't like the story. I like the story. I thought it was cool. You know, it's one of those narratives where I wanted to see what would happen next. Where I was just wondering how the hell it would end. You know? Yeah, see that? So that dude cured, so he's just ended up just ruining my rank here. So I need to get rid of him first. How you doing, Maggot? How's things? Am I fun of the game? I like the game, man. I like it. Huge step in the right direction for me compared to Final Fantasy 15, that's what I'll say. You know, they don't have an auto dodge, and there's no hold X to combo. So that tells you everything. But yeah, we got the S rank for that one. Not bad. I have not played on Final Fantasy mode yet, no. So I've been meaning to, but as I said, I need to finish. I've got some hunts and some side missions to finish off stream, because I can't show those just yet. And then hopefully I'll be able to start New Game Plus and show off Final Fantasy mode, or the hard mode. How are the villains in the ending? From the reviews, it was okay. Yeah. They're exactly what you'd expect from Final Fantasy, I'll say that much. Completely missed that launcher, jeez. Bit of dog-on-dog action. I think S rank's the maximum so far. Yeah, I haven't seen anything that goes above and beyond. I guess technically you could get like pure S by S ranking every single encounter. Because if we look at here, that first encounter I got a terrible like C rank, didn't I? Had lots of fun with the demo, even if you have your pet peeves about it. Yeah, I mean it's not. What's the word like? Well, the thing is, we're all currently in that honeymoon period, right? Where the game's new, it's fresh, it's excitable, we're all enjoying it. I think that what people really think about it will have to wait until, like, you know, you give it a couple of months and people are able to think about and digest what it is that they've played. But for the time being, if you like the demo, you're going to like what else the game has to offer. I'll say that much. Probably generic ending. I wouldn't. You know, I can't really say anything. All I say is that I enjoyed it. Do I still got gouge? No, I don't have gouge because I ended up using it. Someone here might be a healer though. I need to get rid of this dude. Yeah, who was it? It was this dude there, wasn't it?
Don't let them get away. That's enough.
But yeah, if you wanna, no, that's not the move I meant to use. God damn it! And of course we target the one dude who doesn't need it. Not sure I'm gonna have enough points here for the S rank, but it's fine. Two more hours for you? Nice. How does Cold Snap work? I'll try and show you. If we can get an enemy to attack me. Oh, let's get rid of this guy first. This man's just slapped me back. Are you crazy? Oh, and he's guarding as well. Get out of here, pal. Did you know your mother never loved you? It's the wrong icon I had equipped. Alright, come on. Oh, we can just taunt him, can't we? Yeah. So, by getting a perfect dodge, you'll freeze them in place. How long you freeze them in place will depend on how, like, strong the attack they try to hit you with is. If a boss tries to hit you with a crate... Yeah, see, I got a shitty B rank there. If a boss tries to hit you with something that's incredibly powerful, and you get Cold Snap, and you get the perfect dodge, you'll freeze them for a decent amount of time. Whereas if they try and hit you with, like, a small attack, you'll freeze them, but it won't last anywhere near as long. So it's a risk versus reward. You know, if you try and dodge the fuck off attack with good timing, and you get it right, you can just wail on them for as much as you want. Oh my god. Do icons have 4 abilities? They've got... I'm just trying to... Champ. I think they've got... They've got technically 5 if you count their iconic feat, I think. We got an S rank there. What's interesting though, apparently, well not apparently, but I ended up talking, so here we go, yeah. So I ended up, if any of you remember, like, the pedigree system I ended up talking about, I think that eventually, the more you fight, the more that Torgal will just start doing in, like, on his own. He'll start, like, healing and doing, like cool attacks by himself. Which is quite cool. Is Bahamut fun to use? Yeah, I think Bahamut's fun to use. Yeah, and Torgal's just lost in the sauce right now. We gave him some super strong kibble, and he's doing his own shit. Torgal is different. Not necessarily. Like, you can't equip them to the D-pad. I think it's just things that he just does by himself. But yeah, I mean, when I first did my second preview, and I talked a bit about the pedigree system, we didn't know quite how far it would go, but I did guess that I think the better the pedigree, the more things he does, and I was correct. Except you can't actually, and you can't actually set different commands. He just does them by himself. You know what I mean? I have no idea how it works because the game doesn't explain like what sets him off. Yeah, they're kind of like passive traits, but he just starts fucking doing things by himself. You know what I mean? Not that I complain, but like, I mean, not necessarily by himself. Like if you get like a precision sick, for example, or a precision ravage, one of the things I've noticed he does is instead of doing his usual animation, he'll just like blow them the fuck up with magic, which is cool. Is the scoring better than 5s? So far, I have not had to replay anything to get the S rank, and they seem fair. So, sure. For now, we can say it's better than DFC 5s.
Fool is the shepherd who heeds every bleat of the flock.
Oh, classic crotch shot, you know, from Final Fantasy. You know, people really enjoy that kind of stuff. Clive's just like, I ain't got no time for you.
Out for you, Brandon.
For your tight leather outfit.
No one
Give me the
is listening.
dominant.
No one at all.
You know, the interesting thing about this game as well is that because everyone's got like accents from the UK, for the majority of
To
them,
the slaughter with you.
it's like stepping outside of your front door, you know? Right. Oh my god, I was trying to get Heatwave going and she just started slapping me up. This move does a lot of damage and I like
Don't
it.
let them get away.
I had to get juiced up.
Give me fire. Keep your distance, boy. Too slow.
I've played this boss so many times right now, like nothing surprises me. I know exactly what I'm doing. But yeah, I mean, we are only playing on normal mode. I have a feeling that on Final Fantasy or Ultimaniac, which is a mode exclusive to arcade mode, that the scoring is going to be a lot harder. We're not getting any more points because she's out of health. Dancing in a corner trying to build stars, so it's going to be an improvement. Yeah. God. I remember when people were like, "Oh, it must have been a mistake," and then they didn't change it in Special Edition, telling you that they did it on purpose. This tankard, this Final Fantasy 16 tankard, is quenching my thirst. I mean, that's this section, yeah, people will burn. Well, not necessarily, because you don't... At this point in the game, you don't have access to everything you had in the demo, so... You know, motherfuckers are going to be sweating. Like, what? Why can't I use this? Or why can't I use that? No!
Dodge this.
Chat, she was on top of Clive there. That was, you know... Can't believe she just, you know, I mean, does this to Torgal and just fucks him up.
Cry when you like. There's no
Scoring
one
seems
to
super
save.
easy, at least. Outside, yeah. Nice, I just about got that in time as well. Oh no! Dude, I couldn't get her before she does this, could I? No. I think she's programmed to do this.
Too slow. Not this time. Not this time. Too slow. Not this time.
Just racking up the points.
Give me.
It's a great question. One that you'll have to play to find out.
Time to join your pet. I'll bury it together.
So, yeah, this is going to be... You're also ranked, by the way, throughout cutscenes and quick time events as well.
Stay down.
So I have a feeling if you mess them up, you're not going to get any points. Limit Break Amplify? It does, yeah. I think it gives them a 10% buff. In terms of damage. Main damage and dealing move there hasn't been... There is ice, yeah. Kind of ice of a tuggy. Seems like such an interesting move she does. She never follows it up with anything, I've realised. Quick time event? Yeah. You gotta think about how incredibly lucky Clive is. How many icons? You've currently, I think you've got everything that they've shown you in the trailers is what you have access to. Outfits? Not that I could find. Your sword, I believe, does change depending on which... your sword changes depending on which, obviously, sword you've got equipped. So you're not going to be staring at the same sword throughout the entire game, which makes sense considering the majority of the game you see Clive's back, you know. But in terms of outfits, nothing that I could find. I wonder if we'll be able to take her out with the stag, I'm not sure though. Oh, did she manage? Oh, she just about managed to get her bar back. God damn it. Can't get shut this 5. I know. Many people probably share in your oh my god, yo, she fucking clapped my cheeks.
Boy.
Yo, he just fucking torpedoed into the side of her. It's crazy. Nice. So we missed out 2 S ranks there, but I think we got the S rank overall thanks to the amount of points that I got. Yeah. Do I think the game got weaker in its second half? That's a good question. Not necessarily. I think I mean, I can see why people would say that. It all depends really. I think it's got a very strong opening that obviously we've seen in the demo. But like, no, I wouldn't agree with that. I think it's pretty consistent throughout. Yeah, so I still wasn't able to beat my original score. I must have been fucking cooking, bro, when I was playing this the first time. Cactus and Tomberries, all thanks for the coverage. Thank you for tuning in, bro. Cactus and Tomberries. Nothing that I haven't come across them so far, but there are a few, or probably more than a few, to be honest, hunts that I actually haven't done. And some of the hunts, they don't actually show you what the enemy you're facing is. Sometimes they'll just give them like weird ominous names like Destroyer of Worlds or like the Reaper, shit like that. So I haven't seen them, but they might, you know. There are other classic ones like Adamantoids and things like that and whatnot. So, and obviously Marlboros and whatnot, Aramans as well. There's you see curls. These are all things you've seen in trailers as well. I'm trying to think what other classic enemies. Behemoths as well. We saw in one of the trailers. Yeah, what else is there? There might be 1 or 2 that I'm forgetting that I've seen so far, but there's probably more. Iron Giants as well, right? We've seen Iron Giants. Right. So this I don't think most of you have seen.
You called me. Why?
And you've seen some of this in some of the other previous footage. Can I do the mobile fight in the swamp? You can't do it as an arcade mode, no. You can't do it as part of arcade mode. I do not believe. But yeah. If you do want to just replay these and you just want to like, let's say you're high level and you just want to like stomp through them, you can via the stage replay, but as you saw there, we were limited to level 15. Which I think is around the time, probably around the time that you'd find this boss. I think maybe it was a little higher when I first played this.
Not this time.
That game would have a boss fight outside the first few. I believe it does, yeah, Mr. Deadhead, yeah. Ooh, yo, she just fucking... Yo, she roundhoused me out of the air right there. That was crazy. That's like fucking anti-air's on point, bro. She's like, you ain't gonna... You're not gonna down thrust on me. That's crazy. I can't believe that missed as well. How you doing, Chaser? How's things? Hope you're well, pal. Excited for 16? Don't take any more damage, is she? No. So we've hit some sort of threshold, probably. Yeah, the cinematic moment. Enjoying it, man. Really enjoying it. Put a fair amount of time into it, and it's been a lot of fun. Been a lot of fun. You know, it's one of those Final Fantasies that I think people are really gonna like, whether you're a newcomer or somebody who's like, oh, you can't do anything, and you know, should fuck you up. Whether you're a newcomer or somebody who's played it for a long time. I think if you're a big fan of games with decent combat systems, I think you'll like it too. No PS5, so you can't get it? Ah, it's a shame, man. Well, fingers crossed whenever it does eventually come to PC, you'll be able to grab it. I'm sure a lot of people are gonna start cracking the combat eventually when people finally get hands on. Particularly in training mode, where you're able to mess around with no skill cooldown whatsoever. So there's like probably all kinds of crazy setups that you can tap into. But all consistent on how the game is, I don't know, man. Like, yeah, I mean, it depends. Yeah, some people give it like 10 out of 10s, and then somebody gave it a 6 out of 10, and I was just like, you know, a 6 out of 10 is like an average game. Well, not much, not really. At this day and age, you get a 6 out of 10, it's basically it's a death mark, you know. And I think this game is anything but average in whatever regard you want to look at it, from the story to the graphics to the music, the voice acting, the game for everything. You know what I mean? But I think most people I saw gave it like 9 and 10, 9s out of 10s and 10s out of 10s. So yeah. Not expecting DMC levels of depth. I'm sure there's something from what you've been seeing already. Yeah, and I think I saw Joe putting some footage out on Twitter a while back, which people really seem to like. So yeah, I've been trying to tell people it's to temper their expectations, because it's definitely got some of that DNA in it, but it's not fully 100%. Thinking about an Xbox X too. I think it's worth $350. To be honest, I don't really play. I don't know what kind of titles are on Xbox X that would want to make you get one. Like I got my Switch, which I play a bunch on. I got my PS5, which has been getting a lot of use, and then obviously I play on PC quite a bit. You know, so most things as well on Xbox typically tend to come to PC as well. So it all depends. On the fly strategy making, I think it's what I mentioned in my review. I like the fact that they take the time to incentivize people play and reward people who engage with the mechanics by doing things like giving reduced cooldowns to perfect dodges and obviously things like slowing down time and letting you get more damage in when you parry, and some more iconic skills which basically give you like boosts and buffs depending on how well your timing is, you know? Because it makes you stop and think about what enemies are doing as opposed to just like trying to blitzkrieg, if you know what I mean. Oh, this man blew up. This man blew up. Fantastic. Can't imagine why anyone would rate it 6 out of 10. It is what it is, you know. I can't remember what it's actually sitting on Open Critic and Metacritic right now. It's pretty high up there though. I think we saw some of this as well, didn't we? People going crazy over these fights. Which is so interesting because this, like, I haven't replayed this in a long time, so like, what this eventually ultimately turns into is quite interesting. It's kind of cool to see a progression, much like there's a progression in Clive and how he fights. There is a there's not really much you can do here, is there? There is a progression in the scale and intensity of these fights and what you can do with them. Rama fight now. What have you got against Rama, man? Rama. Oh, that's right. I've got to do a lot of these segments. Just about to get anti-air. Can't believe it. Tried to jump in. Oh my god, why did I dodge backwards? I still managed to evade that as well, that's crazy. What are people thinking about these fights anyway? Are they as divisive as I might think they are? Because they're pretty different compared to, I mean, we haven't really been able to see much of them, but they are pretty different compared to obviously standard gameplay. I imagine this might have been where they kind of got Platinum to help. For those of you that don't know, Platinum Games and the team at Square that work on the Kingdom Hearts series also worked on this, or helped, sorry, in the development of this Final Fantasy 16. It's a great question, Dario. I don't know. How many guesses do you think? Give me your best guess. Another one? Yeah. Another one? No. The full lunge combo, yeah. Good chunk of points. The ones they showed in trailer seem less gimmicky than expected. Some are straight up Cloud's moveset but bigger. Yeah. It's a lot of cool stuff with these fights in particular. Alright, so we've hit another point. Yeah. But these fights are extra. Well, I mean, this fight's not even that lengthy, but some of the future battles that feature icons are can be quite extensive, which is interesting. Like incredibly extensive to the point where it's just like, wow, this is what we're doing. Dante's new Devil Trigger. Sin DT, you know? Why do they call it Sin Devil Trigger? What kind of sin was he committing? Coveting Trish, is that what it is? Yeah. Is he fiending? God damn. Yeah. I'm not sure if we even have a sword fight, did we? Not sure. Yeah, there's one very specific icon fight that I think people are going to lose their mind over. I won't say which one, but yeah, it's crazy. And totally unexpected as well. People have been talking about Attack on Titan as well with the influences in terms of like what they're seeing. That scene was very Attack on Titan-esque. The bit where he regrows his arm. Oh my god. My battery controller's low. Battery controller's low? My controller battery is low. Jesus Christ. Look at me. Can't even speak. Nice tankard. Didn't taste of any weird chemicals, so I'd imagine it's probably safe to drink out of without washing first. Yeah, the music that's playing in the background is very like old fucking Final Fantasy. The whole like almost fanfare that they're going for in the background. Sure, you wouldn't think would fit a scene like this, but it does. And then obviously you've got the choir, but probably more what you'd expect. I end up using Hellfire, and it's just like GG. What a way to go. Not gonna be it? Yeah, there we go. Garuda Slain. Eye of the Tempest. There's only 2 fights in that one, yeah. That was quite easy to get the S rank for. Very easy. Did I beat my old score? I don't think I did. Again, another one where I've just not managed. I don't know what I was cooking with my first run through of this, but like, it just must have been hilarious. I must have just been cracked, just absolutely tapped. And then we've got the King's Fall, which is another one, and then I actually haven't done any of the other ones. So, I think I'll do. What have we got time for here? I think I'll do another one more. We'll do the King's Fall. Do I want to change up? I might change up my abilities ever so slightly. Let's go and mess around with Odin for the time being. Let's equip Odin. And no, let's get rid of that. Give me back Gungnir. I could use Dancing Steel though, couldn't I? No, we'll use Gungnir. Gungnir's great for building the Zan. The hell is this? Oh, that might have been when I used to beat it before, I think. Could be. Yeah, it was. How's it rank among the other Final Fantasy games? Top 5 or something? So out of the Final Fantasy games, I've played 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I've played those 5. I haven't played 11. I've played a little bit of 12, but not enough to not enough to say whether it's decent or not.
Not so
I
long
played
ago, this here
13,
was a thriving
played
trade
14
route.
up to the end of the free
And
content.
the
So
Blight
again,
came.
I mean that game's never ending, to be honest.
And just like that, it was
15 I've played,
deserted.
and then obviously now
Okay,
16.
the perfect little shortcut.
It's definitely top 5. It's definitely top 5, I think. I'd say 8 is top tier. 7 as well. 10 I really like as well.
Don't. Please.
Think about it.
Yeah, I'd say 9. I like 9 as well, and I like 16. So yeah, it definitely is top 5. Yeah, I mean, it says a lot that like from 7 to 10
It shouldn't be.
to 10 is
The old fort's been abandoned
in my
for
top
years.
5. Definitely
I'll
see what
let
I
the
grew
chat
up playing.
wait. I need to see what the bastards are up to.
Odin
Go
changes
ahead,
Clive's
mate,
entire
go.
kit.
But we both know.
It does when you've got Arm of
Lots
Darkness
about
on,
it.
but when it's not toggled on, then it's perfectly. It just plays as standard. Some of you that aren't the biggest fan of arachnids are gonna love this. One of those things you got to think hard about. It is, because they're all great in so many ways. I know people really, really, really love 9, and people really love 7 as well.
I'm the dominant of fire.
And
We
they.
set out on a wild goose
Yeah, a
chase.
lot of people don't know why 8 doesn't get a lot of love. I think recently it has been getting a fair amount. Just dive right in and right off a fucking cliff into a waterfall. They have got the whole waterfall aspect of it right though, because like if any of you, I don't know if any of you have been near a waterfall. I certainly have, but there's always a shit ton of like water spewing off of it, almost like rain.
More killing. And for what? Just give them all you've got, boys.
Keep using the taunts while I want to. Completely messed that up as well. 7 tactics, 14 is your top 3. I'm expecting 16 to enter top 3. I mean, you like tactics and you like 14, so you know what I mean. This sort of high fantasy world should really appeal to you. Yeah. I mean, I like. Yeah. See, when I was ranking my top, I didn't even think about tactics, to be honest. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's not a numbered title. But yeah, tactics is a pretty cool game. Here's a savage, yeah. I also like a lot of the effects that you just have changing through all of them. It's quite cool. Such a little detail, but it does feel like he's truly imbued with like a fuck ton of power. You know what I mean? Kind of cheating, but you love it so much you have to throw it in there. There's nothing wrong with that. Who are we to be the arbiters of what is good and what is not, you know, and what is right and what is wrong with ranking things? This man's about to get juiced up. I totally should have frozen there. Right, let's try it again. Come on. Come on! Nice. And look how long he's frozen for as well. And he slapped me out of it. That's one of the issues with it though, you gotta be real careful. Ah, dude, I tried to go for the cold snap, but I was way too slow in switching. Again. Nice. So they really complement each other, Cold Snap and Zan, if you're trying to build it as well in particular.
Give them all you've got, boy.
I don't know if this is going to be enough to kill, to be honest. I should not have used that there, if I'm honest. I should have waited. But it's fine. We got our 60k off of that.
There's a good boy.
How many points does going for, sorry, how many points does going for a cold snap actually give you? As taunt. Nah, it doesn't give you that many points, to be honest, Button Frost, but it's fine. Doesn't give you that many points, but it's decent enough. Right. Let's fill our tankard up once more with the old sauce. The Nectar of the Gods. Pepsi Max. Clearly amazing. Totally not sponsored. Arm of Darkness will edit or basically take over the majority of Clive's moveset. There's not much you can do in mid-air with the Arm of Darkness. But essentially you're kind of banking damage. Because the Arm of Darkness mode itself does very little damage, but it builds up your Zan bar.
Straight to a nest of bloodthirsty beasts.
You know? So that way you can cash it all in when you use Zan. And I think it's just a cool idea, you know? The idea to keep a blade's edge sharp, it must feed. Or, you know, you must continuously use it. But we say feed, because, you know, it's a cooler term. I fucking missed and just dived head first off into the stormy waters below. We've come from there, haven't we? Yeah, we have. Yeah, it's a very offense-based moves, icon. Sorry. Completely messed that up. You can do up to 5 there with that, but I didn't get it properly. Yeah, you'll see a lot. We don't do much damage. But it builds up the bar. And then you can switch out of it whenever you want.
Don't let them get away.
Just about managed to get that.
Give them all you've got, boy.
New enemies? Hold on. This should give me a fat stack. No, the wrong skill. Yeah, that gave you a nice chunk of points.
Don't let them get away.
Is that all that's left? Should give you a nice stack of points. You can sheath it, unsheath it, you know. It's a cool looking weapon as well. Very distinct. You can do it mid-air as well. But he puts it away eventually. You got this soothing lullaby going on in the background whilst he's gonna do his stupid. Yeah, of course he is. Oh my god, I literally froze everybody, I forgot. Yeah, it freezes a large area of effect. I missed. Oh, nice way to parry that. Totally meant to do that. Oh, wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? totally safe. He's cooked. We're cooking with gas now. He's down for the count. Some stagger damage on him. But yeah, I think we got another S rank in the bag with this one, to be fair. Just getting cooked in his own home. Can you believe it? This man came home, asked what's for dinner, then realized it was him. Which makes no sense. But we can make it make sense, right? Nice. Another smooth S rank to add to our repertoire. Cross this bridge, no idea what's going on. The bottom of this tankard, by the way, is incredibly reflective, so every time you take a drink, you can see what you look like. It's very peculiar.
What is it, boy?
After him! Don't let him escape!
How you doing, Biohouse Things? Oh my god, it's your favorite streamer! You join us in the midst of some early Final Fantasy 16. While we're playing some of the old arcade mode.
You made your choice.
We're gonna get rid of this dude first because I'm almost certain he's gonna be healing people, so. And I completely messed that up, can you believe it? That launch has got such a limited range as well. This man's about to get cooked. Right. Okay. This man doesn't even know what hit him. Doesn't even know he's being farmed for Zan points. Right, now that that's been sorted, we can just get rid of him because we don't need him. Oh, this man's lost the source in chat, but good for you.
There he is! Don't let him escape! Kill the deserter!
They found us. Can't believe it. We saw Clive facing off against this Imperial Dragoon in this forest in one of the first trailers for this game from years ago, and it's still here. They haven't removed it or changed it. Remember how confused we all were when we fucking saw the main health bar on the left and then the fucking boss health bar on the right hand side, like it was you're playing a fighting game or something? We've got good old Sid joining us for a little bit. We're gonna focus on this guy. I'm about to cook his ass up. Or not. Get my ass handed to me. Can't believe I managed to no damage this goddamn, or his brother, shall we say, or not really his brother, but his twin, Night of the Blinding Dawn, so the dying sun, and here he is trying to cook me back. Why don't we fuck up the Y-bar for a little bit as well, actually? While we're here. Not much damage, does it now? technically we're supposed to be focusing on the Dragoon, but get rid of the Wyvern first. What's he gonna do? He's gonna do a silly jump move and then get perfect move, dodge. That was great, wasn't it, pal? If I pull out the Zan, do you think he's gonna die? Do you think we're gonna cook him? No, he's not cooked. But you can see there's a stupid amount of damage. So we can get more than just one of them on him then, that's great. He's got another one coming straight to him, which means it's going to be another 60k points, which is great. Oh, he's doing this. Interesting. Can I? No, you can't get the perfect off it. Which is interesting. You can't get permafrost, sorry, off the dive. You can definitely get the you can definitely get the precision dodge, but not the permafrost, it seems. I know exactly what we're going to do. He's going to get hit with another one of these bad boys because it's funny. As I said, this thing's got a stupid range to it as well. Yeah. Enough for an S rank? Enough for an S rank? Yeah, we got S ranks on every single fight though. Surely that's gonna be better than what I got before. Is it not? I don't think I've managed to beat my old score here. This is crazy. Dude, I'm telling you. The first time through these I must have been on some source. Magic bursts. Yep. There was an accolade you can get for no damaging the Mirage dive section, which I'm not sure if I got. I think I got it my first time through. Yeah, there you go. Mark of the Keen Side. It took no damage from the Night of the Dying Sun's Mirage dive, which, as I said, I think when this game gets to, when we get to the hard mode and above, I think this is when this combat's going to truly start to shine. It's probably going to make people rage, I can imagine. Yeah, dude, I was like still 200k off my is that 200k? Yeah, that is 200k. 200k off my my old 240k actually. You love the Judgment Cut? Judgment Cut is pretty cool, right? Let me go briefly into the Hall of Virtue and I'll show you one of the more interesting skills from Odin, which I think is gonna, people who like doing combo stuff are really gonna like. And I'll show you what some of the things you can do here. So you can even give yourself an input display, which some people might actually like. You can learn about the timings for things as well. Burst timings, sig timings, things like that. Get rid of that gets rid of your skill cooldowns. Enemy aggro, invincibility. We can change up who we want to face off against as well. Let's put it on this random dude. And where's the skill? The skill that I'm after is called Rift Slip. And I'm not sure if you can answer this, but do I feel the game offers enough room for creativity for custom combos? I think certainly in the training room, if you want to just start putting combos together, you can. I think it might be more difficult in the main game. Like, you can still do some cool stuff, but in terms of like doing like 50 hit, 100 hit air juggles where you're just like bukakiing them with a ballad of blades is going to be tricky, because you'll just destroy them, they'll die. But I think there's enough here, yeah. So what this action will do is it'll actually let you recover. It will cut the recovery time for any ability that or action that you're currently doing, and it will slow the game down into, like, for example, like the slow-mo you'd get from like a witch time sort of effect, which will let you do some cool stuff. So you could be literally, like, you can just yeah. It's not necessarily an extremely combo focused game, no. But I honestly think that this is like the one thing that's people are gonna fucking love. And there's going to be a lot of fucking setups that you can do as well. Cancelled it too early, I think. With all kinds of like redirects and stuff like that. In terms of like using it in like the main campaign, there's some interesting stuff you can do with poise. I think it will give you a certain amount of poise where you can't be staggered. I think if you use it correctly, or you can, yeah. But it doesn't obviously build any of the Zanbar as well, so. Yeah. There's lots of cool things you can do with Rift Slip. It all just depends on, as I said, the amount of time you put into it, into learning some of the more interesting setups. Yeah, so you could launch with things like Heat Wave. And then just like, you know, go off into your own sort of madness. And they're up in the air for ages, letting you do whatever you want, you know? So it's quite crazy. But for the time being, I think that's pretty much all I can somewhat show you for now. So if anybody has any questions that they want to chuck in chat for the time being, that you want me to answer, that I can answer, feel free to. Otherwise, we'll I think for the next stream, or maybe the stream after, I'll try and get Final Fantasy mode unlocked for you, so we can see what hard mode is all about. But yeah, I think a lot of people are gonna like this. A lot of people, most of you probably tomorrow will probably be playing this. To be honest, you'll probably be like, "Fuck, tune into a DNC stream. Fuck that. We'll be playing this ourselves." That was indeed sick. Yeah, it's a really cool skill, and I think some of you might have seen an interview or a comment from Ryota Suzuki, the combat director, who mentioned that there's a skill that Odin has that he thinks a lot of people who are a fan of action games are going to like. And so I'm assuming it was probably the Rift Slip. But yeah, it's quite crazy. What is this? But I think that's gonna do it for the time being. So thank you to everybody who tuned in today. It was fun. It was fun going through some of this, and I look forward to when we're able to freely talk about things and you guys all get hands on with it. So hope all of you have a nice. How often am I going to be streaming? I'm going to be streaming fairly often. I'm probably going to be streaming quite regularly in the upcoming days. Possibly, I don't know how many. It all depends, really. But I'll be streaming quite often. I think I'm going to try and do some daily streams for the time being, and we'll see how long we can keep that up for. And if you guys like the daily streams, we can keep them going. But I think for the time being, they're mostly going to be here on YouTube. Just that way, it's easier for people who are looking for the content specifically on my channel can watch it if they missed out. Sick Persona Remix. This is just the Beneath the Mask Rain Edition. It's the version that plays whenever it's raining in Persona 5. GG man, no worries, thank you for tuning in, pal. Showcase told you in the game. Gonna unlock it fast. Well, glad I could help. Take care, sages. Take care, man. Have a nice night. And yeah, I think I'll see all of you next time. So peace out.